Hi my friends! Hi! Welcome to our channel English with Alexander, and let's talk about very important phrasal verbs, mostly for intermediate, upper intermediate and advanced students. So you see, the name of this course is 105 phrasal verbs in English grammar with examples and explanations, level 3. Okay, actually this course is a little bit more difficult, not for beginners, but I'm sure you'll do your best, okay? Thank you. So, the first phrasal verb is ask out. Ask out. Invite, someone to a cafe or a restaurant, to a public place for a romantic relationship. Invite someone to a public place, a restaurant or a cafe, so for a romantic relationship. Okay. He was very shy in the beginning, but then he asked her out. He was very shy in the beginning, but then he asked her out. So he invited her to a cafe or a restaurant, or maybe cinema, theater. Good. Next, come over. It means visit shortly. So if you remember other phrasal verbs, it's like drop in or call in. Okay? Why don't you come over for a cup of tea? Why don't you come over for a cup of tea? Or why don't you come over for a cup of coffee? Good. Next, own up to. Admit that you did something wrong. Admit or say that you did something wrong. For example, no one has owned up to stealing this money. No one has owned up to stealing this money. I mean, no one said, yeah, I stole this money. No one said it. And remember, my friend, so if we look at the grammar, yeah, we see here, own up to doing something. Own up to doing something. Okay? Remember this expression, own up to doing something. Okay? Well, so ask out, invite someone to a public place for a romantic relationship. He was very shy in the beginning, but then he asked her out. Come over, visit shortly, drop in, call in. Why don't you come over for a cup of tea? Or why don't you come over for a cup of coffee? Own up to, admit that you did something wrong. Own up to doing something. No one has owned up to stealing this money. Good. What's next? Get down to. Start dealing with something immediately. Start dealing with something immediately, without delay. So let's get down to discussing this issue. let's get down to discussing this issue or this topic. And remember one more phrase. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. All right, next, bring forward. Bring forward. It's similar to put forward. Put forward. It means forward. Forward, okay? It means suggest. Suggest. So one more alternative was brought forward. One more alternative was brought forward. And the next phrasal verb, come up with, usually an idea. I came up with an idea. So when you have this idea, I came up with a couple of very interesting ideas. I came up with a couple of very interesting ideas. Or you can say I came up with a very interesting idea. I came up with a very interesting idea, or maybe solution. Okay, so get down to, start dealing with something immediately. Let's get down to discussing this issue. Let's get down to business. Bring forward or put forward. Suggest. One more alternative was brought forward. Come up with an idea. Have. I came up with a couple of very interesting ideas. I came up with a very interesting idea. I came up with a very interesting solution. Okay, my friends, I'll try to be short, because I have no much free time at present, and really I need to speed up this process. So cut off. Cut off. It can mean stop communication. Stop communication. Stop communication, or isolate. Isolate. The city was cut off from the outside world. The city was cut off from the outside world. Or the electricity was cut off. The electricity. Or you can say the electricity supply. Electricity supply, or maybe the gas supply was cut off. Was cut off. So they had no more electricity. They had no more gas. The next phrasal verb, drop by. Drop by. So we say drop by or drop in, and also you saw, you see. Where is this phrasal verb? Come over, drop in, call in, come over, visit shortly. Visit shortly. Why don't you drop by for tea sometime? Visit shortly. Why don't you drop by for tea? For tea or for coffee sometime. Get rid of. You don't want to happen it any longer. You don't want to happen it any longer. Okay? And also, yeah, this phrase, I want to get rid of these mistakes completely. I want to get rid of these mistakes completely. And also remember this phrase, maybe it'll be very useful for it, mostly for advanced students. Not just get rid of, but be glad. Be glad to get rid of. So you can say, maybe, I'll be glad to get rid of. I'll be glad to get rid of this work. Of this work when you don't need it. Or maybe you think it's too much for you. Be glad to get rid of. Yeah, also pay attention to this phrase. Good. Cut off. Stop communication. Isolate. The city was cut off from the outside world. The electricity, the gas supply was cut off. Drop by or drop in, call in, come over, visit shortly. Why don't you drop by for tea? Or why don't you drop by for coffee sometime? Get rid of. You don't want to happen it any longer. I want to get rid of these mistakes completely. I'll be glad to get rid of this work. Give back. Return. Give back, return. When will they give back all the money they owe? When will they give back all the money they owe? They owe, or maybe they borrowed. Go ahead. Go ahead. Continue. 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 Go ahead. Go ahead. Nothing will be on your way. Go ahead. Nothing will be on your way. Go ahead or continue. Go ahead. Okay, hand up. Hand up. And a telephone conversation. And a telephone conversation. We were talking. Yeah, we were talking when he hung up suddenly. Or you can say while we were talking on the phone. While we were talking on the phone, he hung up. He hung up suddenly. He ended a phone conversation suddenly, which of course isn't so polite. Give back, return. When will they give back all the money they owe or they borrowed? Go ahead, continue. Go ahead. Nothing will be on your way. Hang up. End a telephone conversation. While we were talking on the phone, he hung up suddenly. Pay back. Pay back. Return the borrowed money. Return the borrowed money. Will they be able to pay back such a huge debt? Will they be able to pay back such a huge debt? It means so much money. Pull over. Pull over. Stop by the side of the road. So when a car stops, when a car stops by the side of the road, by the side of the road, I need to pull over. I need to pull over. I don't know where to drive. I don't know where to drive or where to go. So I need some time for thinking. Shop around. Shop around. Go to different shops before buying something. Go to different shops before buying. Do you often shop around? Do you often shop around? What do you often shop around? Or what are you doing? What are you doing? And one possible answer is I'm shopping around. What are you doing? I'm shopping around. Pay back. Return the borrowed money. Will they be able to pay back such a huge debt? Pull over. When a car stops by the side of the road, I need to pull over. I don't know where to drive. Shop around. Go to different shops before buying. Do you often shop around? What are you doing? I'm shopping around. Speak for. Speak for. Represent something. Represent. Represent someone. I'll speak for him. I'll speak for him. I'll speak for him. It means I'll represent his interests. I'll represent his interests. I'll represent his interests. I'll speak for her. I'll speak for them, and so on. Stand by. Stand by. Let something bad happen. Let something bad happen. How can we stand by? How can we stand by? The situation is getting more and more unacceptable. The situation is getting more and more unacceptable. So it's very bad. So how can we stand by, or how can we be so indifferent? Break out. Break out. Start suddenly. Start suddenly. It's usually about a war or a disease, maybe. Do you know when the Second World War broke out? Do you know when the second World War break out? Yeah, but we need to use the past tense. So broke out. Do you know when the second World War broke out? And the question is in 1939 or in 1941. Do you know the answer, my friends? Do you know it? So break out. Speak for, represent someone. I'll speak for him. I'll represent his interests. Stand by. Let something bad happen. How can we stand by? The situation is getting more and more acceptable. Okay, one more excellent phrase, especially for you. So the situation is getting out of control. Is getting out of control. Break out. Start suddenly. A war, a disease. Do you know when the Second World War broke out? In 1939 or in 1941? Do you know it? Take back. Take back. So the first meaning is bring back to the shop. Bring back to the shop. If it isn't your size, I'll bring back these shoes. If it isn't your size, I'll bring back the shoes, or I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back means I'll bring it back to the shop. I'll bring it back to the shop, or I'll take it back. I'll take it back, or I'll take back these shoes. Is the first meaning. So the next meaning. I'd like to take back my words. I didn't mean to say it. Or I take back my words. Words. Take back my words. I didn't mean to say it. Didn't mean, or I didn't intend to say it, or I wasn't going to say it. Throw up. Throw up, or vomit. Vomit. He is really sick. He is really sick. He vomited 2 hours ago last time. Or he threw up. He threw up 2 hours ago last time. He's really sick. So when food gets out of someone's mouth. Yeah, sorry maybe for these details, but we need it for learning English. Food gets out of someone's mouth. We need to explain it. Give away. Give away. Give to other people what we don't need. Give to other people. Give something. Yeah. Give something. So sometimes something is this, yes, something, or the full word will be give something to other people or to others you don't need. I gave away my old clothes. I gave away my old clothes. I gave them to other people, of course for free, without taking money. Take back, bring back to the shop. If it isn't your size, I'll take it back. I take back my words. I didn't mean to say it, or I didn't intend to say it. Throw up, vomit. Food gets out of someone's mouth. He's really sick. He threw up 2 hours ago last time. Give away. Give something to others you don't need for free. I gave away my old clothes. Clear up. Clear up. So there are two meanings. So the first meaning, so it's about a weather when it improves. If the weather clears up, will go out. If the weather clears up, will go out. Or if the weather improves, will go out. And the second meaning is tidy. I need to clear up the mess. I need to clear up the mess. Or I need to clear up all this mess. To clear up the mess. Remember this expression, clear up the mess. Or clear up all this mess. So when everything is in disorder. So put back. Put back. When you put something in a place where it was before. You put it in a place where it was before. Can you put back my laptop? Can you put back my laptop? Or can you put back my mobile phone? My mobile phone. Or can you put back this book? And so on. So the next phrasal verb, have on. Or wear. Wear. So she has a new dress on. She has a new dress on. On or on her body. So she is wearing a new dress. Clear up. Weather. Improves. If the weather clears up, will go out. Tidy. I need to clear up the mess. Or I need to clear up all this mess. If you want to strengthen your point. Put back. Put it in a place where it was before. Can you put back my laptop? Can you put back my mobile phone? Have on. Wear. She has a new dress on. Or she's wearing a new dress. Pass by. Pass by. Go past. Go past. I was passing by his house. I was passing by his house. Or I was going past his house. Two buses passed by. Two buses passed by. Means that I didn't get on. I didn't get on these two buses, so I missed them. Or I didn't want it. Two buses passed by. They went past me. Stay in. Stay in. Stay at home. Stay at home. I'd rather stay in. I'd rather stay in. Do you like staying in? Do you like staying in? Clean up. Clean up. Make a place cleaner, tidier, but completely. Make a place cleaner, tidier, but completely. Completely. I hope you remember that up means completely, like use up. I hope you remember this word. Clean up. Completely. So, I'll have to clean up my room. I'll have to clean up my room. Or you can say clean up this place. Clean it completely. Pass by, go past. I was passing by his house. Two buses passed by. Stay in. stay at home. I'd rather stay in. Do you like staying in? Clean up. Make a place cleaner, tidier, completely. I'll have to clean up my room. Clean up this place. Tidy up. Tidy up. Tidy up. It's like tidy. It's like tidy. Tidy your room. Tidy your room. Tidy your room. So the next expression is very natural among native speakers. Get carried away. So become very excited. Become very excited. It was an absolutely breathtaking experience. I got carried away. Or not surprisingly, I got carried away. It was an absolutely breathtaking. When it takes your breath, it was an absolutely breathtaking experience. It was an absolutely breathtaking experience. Not surprisingly, or unsurprisingly, I got carried away. I got carried away. I was so excited. I was so excited. Drop off. Drop off. Take someone to a place and then leave them. Take something or someone to a place, then you leave. Then you leave them. And you leave them or it. Okay, I dropped the kids off at school. I dropped the kids off at school. I dropped the kids off at school. So, do you have kids? Or do you want to have kids? Tidy up. Tidy your room. Get carried away. Become very excited. It was an absolutely breathtaking experience. Not surprisingly, I got carried away. Drop off. Take something or someone to a place, then you leave them. I dropped the kids off at school. Drop off. Fall off. Fall off. Remember, fall off something. Fall off the table. Fall off the desk. So when it falls. When it falls. When it falls. We usually say not from but off. Okay? So my wallet fell off the table. It means that it was on the table and then it fell. My wallet fell off the table. Or fell off my table, fell off the desk, fell off my desk. Then you need to know, take out, remove from a pocket, maybe bag, remove from a pocket, bag. I took out my wallet. I took out my wallet. So I took it out, maybe, or I removed it from a pocket or a bag. I took out my wallet. Care for. Care for. Care for. Protect. Protect. Look after. Look after. Someone maybe who is old or young or ill. someone who is old, maybe young or ill. She cares for her elderly father. She cares for her elderly father. Maybe she takes, she takes care of. Hope you remember this phrasal verb. Take care of, and also look after. Look after. They have a similar meaning. So she takes care of her elderly father. She looks after her elderly father. Fall off. The desk, the table, when it falls. My wallet fell off the table. Take out. Remove from a pocket, bag. I took out my wallet. Care for. Protect. Looked after someone who is old, young, ill. She cares for her elderly father. Take care of. Look after. Ask around. Ask around. Ask several people for some information or advice. Or ask different people for some information, advice. Okay, I asked around, but nobody knew it. I asked around, but nobody or no one knew it. I asked around, but no one knew it. Wear out. Wear out. So we usually use worn out. Worn out. Really tight. Really tight. He is always worn out at the end of the day. He is always worn out at the end of the day. He is always really tired at the end of the day. Good. Show up. Show up. Show up. It's similar to turn up. Turn up or turn up. Arrive unexpectedly. Unexpectedly. So it's too late. It's too late. They are unlikely to show up. Unexpectedly. Unexpectedly. It's too late. They are unlikely. It means that I really think, or I mostly think that they won't show up or they won't turn up. They're unlikely to show up. Show up, or maybe you can say before midnight. Before midnight. Maybe they'll show up, but after midnight. Who knows? Ask around. Ask different people for some information, advice. I asked around, but no one knew it. Wear out. Worn out. Really tight. He is always worn out at the end of the day. Show up. Turn up. Arrive unexpectedly. It's too late. They're unlikely to show up before midnight. Take on. Take on. Employ. Employ or hire. We aren't going to take on new employees. We need to minimize our costs. We aren't going to take on new employees. We need to minimize our costs. We need to minimize our costs. So we aren't going to hire, to employ, or to have more employees. We don't have money. All right, so rip off, to cheat something, or deceive when they overpay someone, when they overpay. Tourists are often ripped off. Tourists are often ripped off. Okay, I'll give you one more example to make it more clear. So she was ripped off. She was ripped off. She could have bought it 10 times cheaper. She could have bought it 10 times cheaper. So in fact, she paid 10 times more. She was ripped off. She lost her money. Measure up. Be good enough. And we say measure up too. They don't measure up to the standard. They don't measure up to this standard. They don't measure up to the standard. So they aren't good enough for the standard. So it means maybe they don't have enough professionalism. They don't measure up. So this standard is much higher. Yeah, so it's unachievable for them. Unachievable. They need to, strengthen their positions, or they need to do something to improve it. So they are too weak for this standard. Yeah, so take on, employ, hire. We aren't going to take on new employees. We need to minimize our costs. Rip off, cheat, deceive someone when they overpay. Tourists are often ripped off. She was ripped off. She could have bought it 10 times cheaper, but in fact it didn't happen. Measure up to, be good enough for a certain standard. They don't measure up to this standard. Keep off. Don't go there. Keep off the grass. Do you agree that dogs must be kept off the playground? Do you agree that dogs must be kept off the playground? So, where children play, do you agree that dogs must be kept off the playground? Lay off. Dismiss or fire. Opposite phrasal verb. Opposite, take on. They had to lay off those workers. They had to lay off those workers. They had to fire them. So they had to leave the company. Give in. Finally agree. He has asked me to buy it so many times that I think I'll give in. He's asked me to buy it so many times that I think I'll give in. I think I'll finally agree. So Finally agree. Good. Very good. Keep off. Don't go there. Keep off the grass. Do you agree that dogs must be kept off the playground? Lay off. Dismiss, fire. The opposite phrasal verb is take on. They had to lay off those workers. Give in. Finally agree. He has asked me to buy it so many times that I think I'll give in. Go in for. Go in for. Enjoy. Enjoy. Practice. Practice sports. I go in for sports. I go in for sports. I practice sports and I enjoy it. I go in for tennis. Or I go in for golf. Golf. Iron out. Iron out or sort out. Deal with something successfully. Deal with something successfully. I need to iron out the final details. Or I just need to iron out the final details. The final details. Get ahead. Make progress. If you want to get ahead in management, you need to gain much more experience. If you want to get ahead in management, you need to gain or you need to get, gain means get, much more experience. Much more experience. Yeah, much more experience. With different stuff. With different stuff. Or with different workers. Go in for. You see, go in for, enjoy, practice, sports. I go in for sports. I go in for tennis, golf. Iron out, sort out. Deal with something successfully. I just need to iron out the final details. Get ahead, make progress. If you want to get ahead in management, you need to gain much more experience with different stuff. Fall through. Fall through. Fail. It's about an idea or a plan. So our plan fell through. Our plan fell through. Our plan failed. Something prevented it from happening or something spoiled our plans. Die down. Die down. So when something becomes so less noisy or maybe powerful. When something becomes less noisy or powerful. So the noise died down. The noise died down. So it was strong at first and then it almost disappeared. The noise died down, or the sound maybe. The sound died down, or maybe the wind died down, or the laughter died down. Fall for. Fall for. So it's about love. Start to like. She fell for that guy. She fell for that guy. She instantly liked him. She instantly liked him. So she started to like that guy. She fell for. She really liked him suddenly. Fall through. Fail. It's about an idea, plan. Our plan fell through. Die down. When something becomes less noisy, powerful, the noise, the sound, the wind, the laughter die down. Fall for. Start to like. She fell for that guy. She instantly liked him. Cling to. Cling to. So 49. Cling to. Usually the idea or belief. Have this idea. Have this belief. I cling to the idea that we need to do as many good things as possible in our life. I cling to the idea that we need to do as many good things as possible in our life. I cling to the idea that we need to do as many good things as possible in our life. So I have this idea, I think so. Copy down. To write. To write down. To write down, or also note down, or also note down. But the difference is that it's exactly. I need to copy down these, materials. I need to copy down these materials. Or I need to copy down his speech. I need to copy down his speech. The difference is that you need to do it exactly. Yeah, so what you've heard, or or what you've seen, for example, read or something. Next, cut up. Cut up. Cut up. Cut into several pieces. Cut into several pieces. Cut up the food. Cut up the food. Food. Cut up the meat. Cut up the meat. Cut the food into several pieces. Cut the meat into several pieces. Cling to the idea, cling to the belief, have. I cling to the idea that we need to do as many good things as possible in our life. Copy down, write down, note down something exactly. I need to copy down these materials. I need to copy down his speech. Cut up, cut into several pieces, cut up the food, cut up the meat. Clamp down, and also, so what similar phrasal verb do you know? Clamp down and crack down. Take serious or tough measures to change the situation. Take serious or take tough measures to change the situation. Okay? For example, they want, or the president wants to clamp down or to crack down on corruption. Our president or the president, if we don't want to say that it's our, maybe the president of another country. The president wants to crack down, and also possible to clamp down on what? On corruption. On corruption. So it's a very bad thing. What else? On, let me spell it correctly. Yeah, this really word is very difficult to spell. On bureaucracy. On bureaucracy. On what? On illegal immigration. On can you continue, my dear? On unemployment. On unemployment. So the president wants to crack down or to clamp down on. So he wants to get rid of these things completely. Call for. Call for. Say publicly that it must happen. Say publicly that it must happen. So they are calling for his resignation. They are calling for his resignation. So resignation, that he needs to resign, he needs to leave the post. Call for, clamp down or crack down, take serious or tough, very serious, tough measures to change the situation. The president wants to crack down on corruption, bureaucracy, illegal immigration, unemployment. Call for. Say publicly that it must happen. They're calling for his resignation. Resignation. He needs to resign. Good, my friends. What's next? And next we need to do the following, and you need to put everything in order. So you see, so write 49, and then we have 50, as you might guess. Yeah, and so, yeah, it's much better. So almost a half or more than a half. Okay, my friends, very good. Very good. Let's continue. So, next, call on. Call on. Nothing difficult. It just visit shortly. Visit shortly. I hope you remember that we also say call in, drop in, drop by, come over, and you can continue. Yeah, we talked about it. Come over, and some more phrasal verbs. Yeah, they mean visit shortly. Okay? So you could call on me if you have time. You could call on me if you have time. You could visit me if you have time. Bring off. Bring off. Succeed in doing something. Succeed in doing something. Okay? So I managed to bring off the deal. I managed to bring off the deal. Remember this expression. So bring off the deal. It's usually used in business. So I managed, to succeed in doing it, in dealing with something, maybe with an important contract or something else. Black out. Black out. It's like pass out. We talked about it. Become unconscious. Become unconscious. Just need to spell it correctly. Unconscious. Unconscious. He was beaten very badly. He was beaten. He was beaten very badly or a lot. He blacked out. He blacked out or he passed out. He lost consciousness. You see, he became unconscious. Call on, visit shortly. Call in, drop by, come over. You could call on me. If you have time, bring off, succeed in doing something. I managed to bring off the deal. Black out, pass out, become unconscious. He was beaten very badly. He blacked out. He blacked out. Bail out. Bail out, help with problems financially. Help with problems financially. Financially. They often, or the government, has already bailed this company out. Let's be more precise. The government has already bailed this company out. Or maybe they have already not bailed this company or maybe this project out. They helped financially. Cut in. Interrupt. 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 He cut in. He cut in. So he interrupted. He interrupted. Bring down. Bring down. Reduce. Reduce maybe the level or the price. He promised to bring down the level of unemployment. He promised to bring down the level of unemployment. But maybe they were only false promises. They were only false promises, who knows, to bring down the level of unemployment. Or they brought down the price. They brought down the price. They reduced the price. They made it lower. Bail out, help with problems financially. The government has already bailed this company out. Cut in. Interrupt. He cut in. Bring down, reduce the level, the price. He promised to bring down the level of unemployment. They brought down the price. Put together. Put together. So to make one thing. I'll try to put all these pieces together. I'll try to put all these pieces together. I'll try to make one thing out of these pieces. Come along. Come along. Join. join. Do you mind if we come along? Do you mind if you, or if we, or if we come along? I'll come along with you. Or come along with us. Come along with me. It means join me, go there with me. Hold up, delay. We were held up on our way. We were held up on our way. Maybe in a traffic jam or somewhere else. We were held up on our way. Put together. Make one thing. Come along. Join. Do you mind if we come along? Come along with me. Come along with us. Hold up. Delay. We were held up on our way. Get by. Have enough money to live on. Have enough money to live on. How do you manage to get by? How do you manage to get by? Or how can you live on this money? Stick to, or also cling to, we talked about it, the idea or belief. I stick to the idea, and then you continue something. I stick to the idea that the more practice you have, the better it is for you. The more practice you have, you can say the more practice you have, the better, or you can develop this idea, the more practice you have, the better it is for you. Tell off, criticize someone very angrily. Tell off. Criticize someone very angrily. So you can say that those naughty boys were told off. Those naughty boys were told off. Naughty boys. So what does it mean? Naughty. So they didn't listen to other people. Yeah, they didn't listen maybe to their parents. They didn't want to listen. They were behaving very badly, inappropriately, naughty boys. Tell off very angrily. Get by. Have enough money to live on. How do you manage to get by? Stick to or cling to the idea, belief. I stick to the idea that the more practice you have, the better it is for you. Tell off, criticize someone very angrily. Those naughty boys were told off. Make up for. Make up for, compensate. Compensate. Who will make up for our losses? Who will make up for our losses? Or who will compensate our losses? Burst into and burst out. What's the difference between burst into and burst out? We say burst out doing something, which means start suddenly. And remember these expressions. So we say burst into tears or burst into laughter. Laughter. Look, you can also say she burst, you see, she burst out crying, or she burst into tears. She burst into tears. She burst out laughing, or you can say, my friend, she burst into laughter. It's also correct. So it was so funny. It was so funny that I burst out laughing. Really, it was so funny. Or I burst into laughter. You see, make up for, compensate. Who will make up for our losses? Burst out doing something. Start suddenly. She burst out crying. She burst out laughing. Burst into tears. Burst into laughter. She burst into tears. She burst into laughter. Pass away. Yeah, there is nothing funny about that. There's nothing funny about this phrasal verb. Die. She passed away in her sleep. She passed away in her sleep. Or she passed away during her sleep or while she was sleeping. Burn down. Burn down. Burn something completely. Burn completely. They burned down the house. They burned down the house. Or they burned down the village. They burned it completely. You know that burned can be a regular verb, you see it here, and it's also possible to spell it this way, burned. It's like learn. You remember learned or learned. Burned or burned. It's also possible. Come down to. Come down to. When it's the most important aspect of a situation. When it's the most important. And it's the most important aspect of a situation. Everything comes down to money. Everything, or usually, comes down to money. It means that so everything is usually about money. So people talk about money. So people decide what to do based on their judgments about money and so on. Everything usually comes down to money. Comes down to money. Remember this expression, pass away, die. She passed away in her sleep. Burn down, burned completely. They burned down the house. They burned down the village. Come down to, when it's the most important aspect of a situation. Everything usually comes down to money. Okay, my friends, there is one more similar phrasal verb, as you know. So you can also say boil down. Boil down. So you can say it usually boils down to money. Boil down to, or come down to. It usually boils down to money, or maybe to cost. To cost. How much it is. How much it is. But it's about money again. So it usually boils down to money. Next. Blow up. Blow up. Explode. Explode. So they threatened to blow up the building. They threatened to blow up the building. to explode it. Put up, to fix it on a wall, I put up this picture. So it's on my wall now. I put up this poster. Yeah, put up, so it's on my wall now. Boil down to, come down to. It usually boils down to money. It usually boils down to cost. Blow up, explode. Yeah, it's a phrase, you don't need an article here. Just need to remember it. Boil down to money, boil down to cost. Blow up, explode. They threatened to blow up the building. Put up. Fix it on a wall. You know, my friends, I really enjoy talking about phrasal verbs. It's one of my favorite subjects, yeah, and I feel that you'll like it soon if you haven't done it yet. Okay, I put up this picture. Nothing difficult, actually nothing difficult. Just need to know them and what they mean. I put up this poster. Come out. My friends, I read a book on English grammar and it will come out next week. Or next month, sorry. I wrote a book. I know that students often confuse this word. Yeah, they say, so read instead of write, and the opposite. I wrote a book on English grammar. And it will come out next month. So come out or publish. It will be published next month. But in fact, I haven't done it yet. I'm just recording, these video lessons. Yeah, I want to be honest with you. Okay, stand out. So easy to notice. Do you like it when you stand out in a crowd? Do you like it when you stand out in a crowd? So it means that easy to notice. And also, if you have this expression, it means that when you are different from the others, when you are different from the crowd. Do you like it when you stand out in a crowd? Or, for example, you can say that he always stands out in a crowd. It means that he always behaves differently from others. Act up. Behave badly. It's usually about children. Children often act up. Children often act up. Children often behave badly. So they're children. Come out. Publish. I wrote a book on English grammar and it will come out next month. Right. Stand out. Easy to notice. Also be different. Do you like it when you stand out in a crowd? So when you're different from others? Act up. Behave badly. It's usually about children. Children often act up. Answer back. Reply rudely. He answered her back. So he replied very rudely to her. Come up. We talk about this phrasal verb come up with, but come up is different. Come up means come closer in order to talk. We often meet this phrasal verb in order to talk. I'll come up to you. We need to talk it over. I'll come up to you. It means I'll come closer to you. We need to talk it over. We need to talk it over, or we need to discuss it. Okay? Cut down. It means reduce. Reduce. So we need to cut down all the possible risks. We need to cut down all the possible, maybe, and impossible risks. And also about trees. So cutting down the trees here is against the law. Cutting down the trees here is against the law. Is against the law. Or you can say is forbidden, is prohibited. Answer back. Reply rudely. He answered her back. Come up. Come closer in order to talk. I'll come up to you. We need to talk it over. Cut down. Reduce. We need to cut down all the possible risks. Cutting down the trees here is against the law. Cut out. Cut out. Remove. Remove. Okay, I'll give you an example and it will be much easier to understand. I'll cut out this article. I'll cut out this article. So I'll use my scissors to cut it out. I'll cut out this article, or I'll cut out this picture. Okay, get away. We usually say get away with something. Get away. Get away with. Manage to escape without being punished. Manage to escape without being punished. Manage to escape without being punished. So they think they'll get away with murder. They think they'll get away with murder. Just a phrase, with murder or with it. They're very naive. They're very naive. I believe in justice. I believe in justice. Or you can say, I stick to the idea. Maybe you can use these phrasal verbs, stick to or cling to. So I stick to the idea or I cling to the idea that justice exists and follows us. Next, tear up. So tear, it's some tears when someone cries or when someone is cries, but if it's a verb, we pronounce it as tear. Tear up, which means tear completely. Okay? So you need to understand that up means increase, to increase, like go up, and up. So the second meaning of up is completely, like use up, tear up, and so on. Tear up. He tore up the book. His verb is irregular. He tore up the book. So he tore the book completely. Cut out, remove. I'll cut out this article. I'll cut out this picture. Get away with. Manage to escape without being punished. They think they'll get away with murder, or they think they'll get away with it. They're very naive. I believe in justice, or I stick to the idea, I cling to the idea that justice exists. Tear up, tear completely. So up often means increase or completely. He tore up the book. Be off. Be off. Leave a place. Leave a place. If you don't need me, I'll be off. If you don't need me anymore or any longer, I'll be off. So I'll leave. Leave. So the next phrasal verb may sound a little bit different for you, but actually it's nothing difficult. Yeah. So it's bottle up. Bottle up. So it's, you know, when you refuse to talk, and bad feelings are inside you. And bad feelings are inside you. It's usually maybe anger or something like that. Okay, so don't bottle up. Don't bottle up. So don't keep bad feelings inside you. Yeah, don't keep it inside you. Don't bottle up. Don't bottle up your anger. Or you can say don't bottle up, or it's also possible don't bottle it up if it's about a feeling you know, or don't bottle this anger up. Or he always, because he always bottles up his negative feelings. Which is terrible. You let them, you know, stay in your heart and develop. Yeah, you need to actually cut the root of these, you know, feelings. So you see, bottle up, very, you know, unpleasant feelings. So when you bottle up, just let them leave you. And you'll, you know, feel much better, and you'll feel much more relaxed. Okay, bottle up and come round. Come round, which means visit shortly again. So come round or come over, it also has the same meaning. So come shortly. Let me correct it. So come round. I think you don't mind if I come round. I think you don't mind. Don't mind if what? If what? If it happens, what happens? If I come round. So if I visit you shortly. Yeah, it's a very important phrasal verb. So come round, and then you can develop, yeah, you can continue this list of similar phrasal verbs. So, be off, leave a place. If you don't need me any longer, I'll be off. Bottle up, refuse to talk, and when bad feelings are inside you, for example, anger, don't bottle up, or don't bottle it up. He always bottles up his negative feeling. You know, it's like you put them in a bottle, so you like a bottle. Yeah, so they can't escape, or you don't want them to escape. You don't want them to leave you. Come round, visit shortly. I think you don't mind if I come round, or maybe if I come over, if I drop by, something like that. Alright, so come round, good. You know that native speakers usually use round or around, and sometimes it's the same, like here. So come round or come around. And I have a question for you. Why don't you come around, so at the end of the day? Why don't you come around or come round? It's a similar phrasal verb. Why don't you come around at the end of the day? Or maybe tonight. Tonight. Why don't you come around tonight? Draw up. Draw up. Prepare something. Usually, to prepare something, it's about official documents. Prepare something. Prepare something. So it's official. It's official, and usually it's written. It's a written form. So I drew up this contract. I drew up this contract. I prepared this contract in a written form. Make out, make out, make out. It's like, it can mean like figure out, understand. I can't make out what he's saying. I can't make out what he is saying, or I can't make out what you're talking about. Come around or round. Why don't you come around tonight? Draw up, prepare something official in a written form. I drew up this contract. Make out, understand. I can't make out what he is saying. Log off. Log off. We talked about log out, but you can use log off or log out. Don't forget to log off. Don't forget to log off, or don't forget to log out. Go with. So when it seems natural and good, seem natural and good. Let me give an example. Your shoes go with your belt. Your shoes go with your belt. It means that they look very nice together. They go with each other. Or maybe your, for example, shoes go with your bag. Or maybe your skirt, your skirt goes with your bag. Hand in, hand in. Give to a person, give to a person, give to a person. So you see hand in with your hand. So please hand in your keys before leaving. Please hand in your keys before leaving. Please hand in your keys before leaving. Or maybe you want to say that the essay must be handed in by tomorrow. The essay must be handed in by tomorrow. The essay must be handed in by tomorrow. Log off, log out. Don't forget to log off. Go with, seem natural, good, good. Your shoes go with your belt. Your skirt goes with your bag. So when you want to pay someone, a compliment, hand in, give to a person, please hand in your keys before leaving. The essay must be handed in by tomorrow. Okay, what's next? Let me see. Take away, take away. remove something. Remove something. So we have 5 chairs. You can take these 2 chairs away. We have 5 chairs. You can take these 2 chairs away. You can take these 2 chairs away. So we don't need them. You can take them with you. Put through. I hope you remember we talked about get through, put through. It also means connect. Okay, and if you say connect with, you say put through to. Pay attention, to the correct use of English prepositions. So get through to, put through to. So could you put me through to the sales department? Could you put me through with or to the sales department? I was waiting for you to correct me. Of course, to. I don't know, but students often say with. No, put me through to. Could you put me through to the sales department or maybe to the marketing department, and so on. So wrap up. It's like wrap. Haven't you forgotten to wrap your present? Haven't you forgotten to wrap or to wrap up your present? Sometimes you can use it with up or without up. It's like wash or wash up, wrap or wrap up, tidy or tidy up. You see, take away, remove. We have 5 chairs. You can take these 2 chairs away. Put through to, connect with. Could you put me through to the sales department? Wrap up. Haven't you forgotten to wrap up your present? Run across. Run across. It's similar to come across. Come across. Or meet. I ran across my colleague in the marketing department. I ran across my colleague in the marketing department. In the marketing department. Or I came across my colleague, so I met him there. Come to. Come to. Remember this phrase, come to the conclusion. Come to the conclusion when you have this conclusion. And we often use it in present perfect. So you have maybe some ideas and can say, I've come to the conclusion that, and then you develop your idea. I've come to the conclusion that. I come to the conclusion that. And then you, for example, you can say something about English, that learning English isn't as easy or isn't as tiring as you might think. Isn't as tiring as you might think. I've come to the conclusion. Or you can say maybe, I've come to the following conclusion. And then you say something, I've come to the following conclusion. And then you start a new sentence, or you begin a new sentence. Change into. Change into. It's like change. It's like change. change. Okay, I'll give you an example. This small boy turned into a very successful businessman. This small boy changed into a very maybe successful businessman or a very strong man. Or maybe this small. Okay, for more contrast, I'll give you maybe a more definite example. This small and weak boy changed into a very strong man. So it's like he changed, changed into, or also turn into, right? Remembered one more phrasal verb, change into a very strong man. So we see a great change, we see a certain change. Run across, come across, meet. I ran across my colleague in the marketing department. Come to the conclusion, present perfect. We often use it with present perfect. I've come to the conclusion that learning English isn't as tiring as you might think. Change into. Yeah, when you don't notice the time. Change into, turn into. This small and weak boy changed into a very strong man. Boot up. Boot up. Start. It's usually about a computer. So boot up the computer. Boot up the computer. Boot up the computer. Or the computer will boot up soon. So it's possible to say boot up something, or the computer will boot up soon. It will be ready for work soon. Think ahead. Think ahead. Or just look ahead. Look ahead. When you analyze the future. When you analyze the future. Thinking ahead is absolutely essential. Thinking ahead. So thinking about your plans and future, thinking ahead is absolutely essential. Is absolutely essential. To avoid making unnecessary mistakes. So it means that if you think ahead, absolutely essential, it means it's completely necessary. It's really necessary to avoid making unnecessary mistakes. And I particularly like the next phrasal verb. So some people say that if it's a phrasal verb, be up to. It means someone's choice. Someone's choice. Or it depends. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. So it's up to him. It's your choice. It's his choice. Okay, no problem. But you can make the sentence so longer. It's up to you. It's up to you how to study. It's up to you what to do. So the sentence can be longer. Boot up. Start. A computer. Boot up the computer. The computer will boot up soon. Think ahead. Look ahead. Analyze the future. Thinking ahead is absolutely essential to avoid making unnecessary mistakes. Be up to. Someone's choice depends. Or depend. It's up to you. It's up to him. It's up to you how to study. Or it's up to you what to choose. Spark off. Spark off. Cause. This new law sparked off new protests. This new law sparked off new protests or caused new protests. So there were new protests after this new law. And then to simple phrasal verbs, so move out. So they sold their house, so they're moving out. They sold their house, so they're moving out. So they're moving out. The opposite phrasal verb is move in. Move in, so when you arrive. Move out, it's when you depart. And also, you remember move in, move into, and move out of. Move out of if you name something. Move out of something. I'm planning to move out of London. I'm planning to move out of London. I'm planning to move out of London. Or I'm planning to leave London. So move out or move out of something. Okay, you see, spark off, cause. This new law sparked off new protests. Move out. They sold their house, so they're moving out. Move out of something. I'm planning to move out of London. Okay, my friends, it was a fantastic job, yeah? On your side, of course, yeah? Really, you're full of concentration. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So you managed to watch this course, so level 3. Okay, let's just count how many phrasal verbs we have in total. So if we look at the first level, we have 70 phrasal verbs. Yeah, this is a very detailed video, 70, but with lots of examples and explanations. Okay, then we moved on to the second level, or to level 2, and we studied, if you remember it correctly, so 135. So in total, or totally, 205. Yeah, and then let's get back to level 3 plus 105. So how much is it? Let me calculate it. So 70 plus 135. Yeah, just let me correct myself, because our initial idea was to record, or to cover 130, and then we decided to cover 135. So, and if we look at this video, okay, you see it's also a huge job on your side, 105. Okay, so if I am not mistaken, if I am quite good at figures, so how much is it? 310 phrasal verbs. Yeah, but it's much more than just this number. Yeah, it's just our idea, about level 4. Okay, it's much more than this number, my friends. Enjoy it. Yeah, you can watch, this video again and again. I know it's difficult to find time. Listen to it while doing other things. No problem. Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah, how you prefer to study. But my friends, please choose the most effective ways of learning English. Don't waste your time and money. Thank you, my friends. Bye bye.